I'm watching my daughter get married on Instagram, and I already know how this ends. The photos flood my feed in real time. Sarah in her ivory mermaid gown, the one she chose without me. My ex-husband Jim walking her down the aisle, his face carefully composed for the cameras. My son Marcus in his groomsman tux standing beside Derek, the man I begged my daughter not to marry. Even Jim's mother commenting with heart emojis, the same woman who once told me I was the best thing that ever happened to her son. Everyone's there. Everyone except me. I'm grateful you're here with me. Can you tell me in the comments where you're listening from? I'd love to know how far this story's traveled. Now, back to my story. I pour myself a second glass of Pinot, though it's only 6 p.m. on a Saturday in June. The Colorado sun streams through my living room windows, catching dust motes and golden shafts of light. Outside, my neighbors are barbecuing. Someone's playing music. The world continues as if my daughter isn't cutting me out of the most important day of her life. My phone buzzes. Another wedding photo. This one shows the ceremony. Sarah and Derek exchanging rings under an archway of white roses. Derek's looking at her with what everyone will call adoration. But I see something else in that frozen moment. The tight grip on her hand. The way her smile doesn't quite reach her eyes. I've been a high school counselor for 30 years. I've seen this story before. I just never thought I'd live it. 6 months ago, Sarah called me toxic. The word hangs in my memory like smoke. We were sitting in this same living room, the November light thin and gray. She'd just announced her engagement to Derek after 7 months of dating. 7 months. Mom, I need you to be happy for me. I am happy for you, sweetheart. I just think maybe you could... Don't. Her voice went sharp. Don't say I should wait. Don't say I'm rushing. Don't do that thing where you pretend to be supportive, but you're really just tearing down my choices. I'd chosen my words carefully. 30 years of counseling teenagers taught me how to navigate emotional minefields. I'm not tearing anything down. I'm asking if you've thought about premarital counseling, getting to know each other's... We know each other perfectly. She stood, grabbed her purse. Derek said you do this. He said you can't stand to see me happy because you're still bitter about your divorce. The accusation stung because it was designed to. Derek had been in our lives for 7 months, but somehow he knew exactly which words would wound me most. That's not fair, Sarah. You know what's not fair? Having a mother who judges every man I date, who finds something wrong with everyone, who... She stopped, tears spilling. I love him, Mom. Why can't that be enough for you? Because love isn't always enough. Because I'd watched Derek's hand tighten on her arm when she disagreed with him at dinner. Because I'd seen him interrupt her constantly, finishing her sentences, correcting her stories. Because at that same dinner, he'd made a joke about her weight. Better fit into that wedding dress, babe. And everyone laughed except me. Small things. Things I recognized from 3 decades of watching teenage relationships turn toxic. But things my family dismissed as me being hypercritical. It is enough, I'd lied. I just want you to be sure. She left without hugging me goodbye. The breaking point came 2 months later at Christmas dinner. Jim hosted at his place in Boulder, the same house we'd raised our kids in, the one he kept in the divorce. Sarah brought Derek. It should have been festive. Instead, it felt like walking through a minefield. Derek dominated every conversation. When Sarah mentioned her promotion at work, he cut in with his own work stories. When she tried to show her grandmother photos from their ski trip, he took her phone to show them properly. When she disagreed with his political opinion, his voice dropped into something cold and controlled. Sarah, let's not do this here. We'll discuss it later. His hand found her wrist, not violent, but firm. A message. The room went quiet. Jim cleared his throat and changed the subject. Marcus suddenly found his phone fascinating, only I kept staring at Derek's fingers wrapped around my daughter's wrist, at Sarah's face draining of color. After dinner, I cornered Sarah in the kitchen. Honey, are you okay? I'm fine, Mom. That thing with Derek, when he what? Had an opinion? You're reading into everything. She scrubbed at a plate with unnecessary force. This is exactly why Derek didn't want to come tonight. He said you'd make it weird. I'm not making anything weird. I'm concerned about how he speaks to you. She slammed the plate into the drying rack. Water splashed across the counter. You know what? Derek was right about you. You are controlling. You can't let me live my own life. You can't stand that I'm getting married and you're still alone. The words hit like a slap. I don't want you at the wedding. Her voice cracked, but her eyes were hard. I can't have your negative energy there. I can't spend my day worrying about what you think, how you're judging Derek, whether you're going to cause a scene. I would never cause a scene. You're causing one right now. Derek appeared in the doorway, his face arranged in sympathetic concern. Sarah, baby, it's okay. Your mom's just worried. She doesn't understand our relationship. He looked at me, and something in his eyes made my skin crawl. Linda, I know you mean well, but Sarah and I need support, not skepticism. If you can't give us that, maybe it's better if you sit this one out. Jim came in then, reading the room's tension. What's going on? Mom's not coming to the wedding, Sarah said, her voice breaking. Jim looked at me, not with support, not with understanding, but with exhaustion. Linda, come on. Can't you just be happy for her? That's when I realized I was alone in this. My ex-husband, my son, my entire family. They all saw me as the problem, the difficult woman, the bitter divorcee who couldn't let her daughter be happy. Fine, I'd said quietly. I won't come. Sarah's face crumpled, but she didn't take it back. Derek wrapped his arm around her shoulders, pulling her close, claiming her. I left through the front door, drove home through snow flurries, and cried in my driveway for 20 minutes before going inside. In the weeks that followed, Sarah blocked me on social media. Jim called once to tell me I'd overreacted, that I owed Sarah an apology. Marcus tried to stay neutral, which meant siding with his sister by default. Even my own sister told me I was being stubborn, that I should apologize so I could attend the wedding. But I couldn't apologize for seeing what I saw. I couldn't unsee Derek's fingers on Sarah's wrist, the way her light dimmed when he entered a room, how she'd started prefacing every opinion with, Derek thinks or Derek says. My best friend Diane was the only one who believed me. Trust your gut, she said over coffee 2 weeks before the wedding. You've counseled hundreds of kids. You know the signs. What if I'm wrong? I stirred my latte, watching the foam swirl. What if I'm just a controlling mother who can't let go? Then you're wrong, and Sarah has a happy marriage. But Linda, Diane reached across the table, gripped my hand. What if you're right? That question haunts me now as I scroll through wedding photos. Sarah laughing with her bridesmaids. Sarah and Derek's first dance. The cake cutting. Everything looks perfect through Instagram's filtered lens. My phone buzzes with a text from Diane. How are you holding up? I'm fine, I type back, just tired. It's okay to not be fine. I don't respond. Instead, I close Instagram and open Netflix, determined to distract myself with something mindless. But I can't focus. My mind keeps circling back to Sarah, wondering if she's happy, if I was wrong, if I've destroyed our relationship over nothing. At 8:47 p.m., my phone explodes. 3 texts from Marcus in rapid succession. Mom, call me. Mom, call me now. Then Jim, Linda, turn on the news. My sister, oh my God, Linda, are you watching? Diane's call comes through. I answer, my hands already shaking. Turn on channel 7, she says. Her voice is strange, tight, and scared. Right now. I fumble for the remote, nearly dropping it. Channel 7 comes into focus. The local news anchor is mid-sentence, her face arranged in serious concern. Shocking footage from a Denver wedding reception has gone viral tonight. We want to warn viewers that this content may be disturbing. The screen cuts to shaky cell phone footage. I recognize the venue immediately, the historic mansion in Cherry Creek where Sarah's reception was held. The video quality is poor, but the scene is unmistakable. Derek, in his tuxedo, his face twisted with rage, is screaming at a young woman with a camera, the wedding photographer. The audio is muffled by crowd noise. Then, Derek lunges. He rips the camera from the photographer's hands and smashes it against the marble floor. The crowd gasps audibly on the video. Someone screams. The photographer, she can't be more than 25, backs away, hands up in a defensive gesture. You ruined my wedding. Derek's voice is clear now, cutting through the chaos. You stupid! He shoves her, hard. She stumbles backward, arms windmilling, and hits a table. The impact sends champagne flutes crashing to the floor. And there, frozen in the background of the frame, is Sarah in her ivory dress. Her face is white, her hands cover her mouth. She's not moving, not speaking, just standing there like a ghost at her own wedding. The video cuts out. The news anchor returns, her expression grave. The photographer, identified as Olivia Manning, was treated at the scene for minor injuries. The groom, Derek Mitchell, 34, was arrested and later released on bail. The incident has sparked widespread discussion on social media about, I can't hear the rest. My ears are ringing. My vision tunnels. I set down my wine glass with shaking hands. My phone rings again. Sarah, my daughter is calling me. I answer. The sound that comes through the phone is barely human, sobbing so hard she can't breathe, can't form words, just this desperate keening that tears through my chest. Baby, where are you? Mom, she chokes on the word. Mom, I can't. Where are you right now? Tell me where you are. The hotel. We're at the hotel. Her voice drops to a whisper. Derek's family is here. They're telling me it wasn't, that Olivia provoked him, that she kept. Ice floods my veins. Sarah, listen to me. You need to leave. Come to my house. Right now. I can't just leave. He's so upset. This is his wedding too. The video makes it look worse than it was. Olivia was being really pushy all night, asking him to retake photos over and over, and he'd been drinking and... Stop. The word comes out sharper than I intend. Sarah, honey, listen to what you're saying. You're making excuses for him. I'm not, but her voice wavers. Mom, you don't understand. Everything was perfect until Olivia kept pushing. She wouldn't stop following us around with that camera. Derek just snapped. Anyone would have... No, I'm standing now, pacing my living room. No, Sarah, not anyone. Most people don't assault their wedding photographer. Most people don't. You're happy about this. Her voice changes, hardens. You never wanted me to marry him. You probably love that this happened. You're probably glad you were right. The accusation steals my breath. Sarah, no, God, no, I'm not happy. I'm terrified for you. I have to go. She's crying again, but there's something else in her voice now. Anger, defensiveness. Derek needs me. His family needs me. Everyone's staring at us. The video is everywhere. This is the worst night of my life, and you're trying to make it about you being right. That's not what I'm... The line goes dead. I stand in my living room, phone pressed to my ear, listening to silence. Outside, someone laughs. Music plays. The world is still spinning like nothing's wrong. But everything is wrong. I call back. It goes straight to voicemail. I try again. Same result. She's blocked me. My phone buzzes with a text from Marcus. I'm coming over. 20 minutes later, my son is sitting on my couch, head in his hands. He looks 10 years older than he did this morning. I saw it happen, he says, his voice is hollow. I was standing right there. We all thought he was joking at first. He'd been drinking, making toasts, seemed happy. Then Olivia asked him to retake a photo with Sarah, said the lighting was off, and Derek just... He makes a gesture like an explosion. He went from fine to furious in seconds. Where's your father? At the hotel with Sarah. Derek's parents got a suite. They're all there, strategizing damage control. Marcus looks at me, and his eyes are red. Mom, I'm sorry. I should have listened to you. All those times you said something was off about Derek. All those warnings. I thought you were being paranoid. I thought you couldn't let Sarah go. I wanted to be wrong. The words come out thick. Marcus, I wanted to be so wrong. Sarah won't leave him. I tried talking to her at the hotel. She's defending him, saying Olivia was unprofessional, that the video doesn't show the full context. He laughs bitterly. There's a video of him assaulting someone at his own wedding, and she's still making excuses. We sit in silence. The enormity of it settles over us like ash. What do we do? Marcus finally asks. I think about every family I've counseled over the years, every girl who came to my office with bruises and excuses, every parent who begged me to tell them how to save their child from an abusive relationship. The answer is always the same, and it's never enough. We can't save her, I say quietly. She has to choose to save herself. That's it? We just wait? We make sure she knows she has a safe place to come back to. We don't push. We don't force. My voice breaks. We just stay ready. Marcus leaves after midnight. I don't sleep. I lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, my phone silent on the nightstand. At 2 a.m., I get up and make tea. I sit at my kitchen table and do something I haven't done in months. I look at old photos of Sarah. Sarah at 5, missing her front teeth. Sarah at 12, awkward in braces. Sarah at 18, graduating high school. Sarah at 25, before Derek, when her smile reached her eyes. I find a photo from her college graduation. She's standing between me and Jim, her arms around both of us, grinning at the camera. We were still a family then. Broken, yes, but not like this. Not with this chasm between us. My phone rings at 6 a.m. Jim. She won't talk to me, he says without preamble. He sounds destroyed. She's locked herself in the hotel room with Derek. His parents hired a lawyer and a PR person. They're releasing a statement saying Olivia was harassing Derek all night, that she's trying to extort them. Is Sarah okay? I don't know, his voice cracks. Linda, I don't know, she won't open the door. She texted that she needs time, that everyone needs to leave them alone. Derek's mother keeps saying Sarah just needs to support her husband through this difficult time. I close my eyes. Her husband. They're leaning into that. Linda, I'm scared. You were right. You were right about everything, and He breaks down. In 15 years of knowing Jim through our marriage and divorce, I've never heard him cry like this. I should have listened. I should have protected her. She didn't want to be protected. She wanted to be believed. What do we do? I've been asking myself this question all night. We wait. We tell her we love her. We keep the door open, and we wait. That's not enough. We stay on the phone in silence, two parents united by terror and helplessness. The next 3 days are a blur of viral videos and think pieces. #WeddingFromHell trends on Twitter. The footage of Derek's assault plays on repeat across news channels and social media. Some people defend him. The photographer was probably being annoying. We don't see what led up to it. Others see it for what it is. I watch Olivia give an interview on the Today Show. She's composed, professional. I was doing my job. I asked him to retake one photo because his eyes were closed. He'd been hostile to me all evening, but I didn't expect violence. The interviewer asks if she's pressing charges. Yes, and I hope this helps other people see the warning signs. I try texting Sarah. Each message goes unread. I call. Voicemail. I send one final message. I love you. I'm here when you're ready. No judgment, just love. She doesn't respond. On day 4, Marcus tells me Sarah and Derek flew to Hawaii. Salvaging the honeymoon, Derek's post says. The photo shows them on a beach at sunset, Sarah smiling, though the smile doesn't reach her eyes. Derek's caption, overcoming adversity with my beautiful wife. Haters gonna hate, but real love conquers all. The comments are split between support and horror. I close the app and don't open it again. 2 weeks pass. I go to work, counsel students, maintain normalcy, but everything feels hollow. My colleagues know, of course they know it was on the news, but they don't mention it. They give me sympathetic looks and extra space. Diane brings me dinner every few days. You need to eat. I'm fine. You're not fine. None of this is fine. She's right, but what can I do? I've played every scenario in my head. Storm in and rescue Sarah, but she doesn't want to be rescued. Call the police, but Derek was arrested and released. Cut off contact completely, but then Sarah has no lifeline, so I wait. On a Thursday evening, 3 weeks after the wedding, Jim calls. Sarah came to my house. I'm on my feet instantly. Is she okay? He pauses. Linda, she has bruises. On her arms, she says she fell hiking in Hawaii, but I'm coming over. She doesn't want to see you. The words stop me cold. Jim, I'm sorry. I told her you've been trying to reach her, that you love her. She's not ready. She's only here because Derek had to fly to Texas for work. She's going back to him tomorrow. I sink into my chair. Is she safe? Right now, in your house, is she safe? Yes. Then tell her I love her. Tell her my door is always open. Tell her, my voice breaks. Tell her I'm sorry I couldn't stop this. That night, I dream about Sarah as a little girl. She's 5 years old. She's fallen off her bike. Her knee is bleeding. She runs to me crying, and I scoop her up, kiss the hurt away, make it better. In the dream, I can fix everything. In the dream, I'm not helpless. I wake up crying. 3 more weeks pass. I see Derek and Sarah's social media through Marcus, who screenshots posts for me. Happy photos. Date nights, Derek at the gym posting motivational quotes, Sarah commenting heart emojis. To the world, they're a couple overcoming a rough start, but I know better. I've seen this performance before. Then, on a Tuesday morning, my doorbell rings at 2 a.m. I stumble out of bed, heart pounding, assuming emergency. I look through the peephole and nearly collapse with relief. Sarah stands on my porch in sweatpants and a hoodie. No suitcase, no purse. Just her phone clutched in her hand and tears streaming down her face. I open the door and she falls into my arms. We don't speak. I just hold my daughter as she sobs against my shoulder, her whole body shaking. I guide her inside, lock the door behind us, and we sink onto the couch together. It takes 20 minutes for her crying to slow enough for words. I'm sorry. Her voice is hoarse. Mom, I'm so sorry. Shh. It's okay. You're safe now. I should have listened to you. I should have. She breaks down again. I hold her tighter. You're here now. That's what matters. Slowly, over the next hours as dawn breaks, the story emerges. Not in one flood, but in careful, painful pieces. How Derek had been perfect in the beginning. Charming, attentive, loving. How the red flags started small, little comments about her clothes, her friends, her career. How he'd apologized so sincerely each time. How, after the engagement, it escalated. He wanted to know where she was at all times. He criticized her weight, her cooking, her job performance. He punched walls when angry. But he always apologized, always said he'd get help, always blamed the stress of the wedding, his demanding job, outside pressures. The wedding assault wasn't the first incident. It was just the first public one. After Hawaii, Sarah whispers, her voice small and broken, it got worse. He said I'd humiliated him, that I should have defended him better to the media, that Olivia wouldn't have dared to push him if I'd been a better wife. Sarah, that's not... I know. She cuts me off. I know, but he was so convincing, Mom. He made me doubt my own memory of what happened. He showed me the video from different angles, pointed out things I missed, built this whole narrative where he was the victim. And his family backed him up. His mother kept saying, marriage is hard, that I needed to be patient, that all men have temper sometimes. She pulls up her sleeve. There are bruises on her forearm, finger-shaped and dark purple. He grabbed me last week. We were arguing about his drinking and he... She can't finish. My vision tunnels. I want to drive to wherever Derek is, but violence won't fix this. Rage won't help Sarah heal. You're safe now, I say again, forcing my voice to stay calm. You're here and you're safe. I can't go back to him. You don't have to, but I don't know how to... She gestures helplessly. How do I undo everything? How do I tell everyone they were right? How do I admit I was wrong? I take her face in my hands, make her look at me. Sarah, you weren't wrong for wanting to be loved. You weren't wrong for believing in him. You were wrong for one thing only, not believing in yourself. She cries harder. We sit together as the sun rises over Denver, painting my living room in shades of gold and pink. Eventually, Sarah falls asleep on my couch, exhausted by tears and confession. I sit in my chair, watching her sleep, and feel something I haven't felt in months. Hope. But hope, I know, is fragile. Because Sarah leaving once doesn't mean she's left for good. The next morning, Sarah wakes up panicked. She's already reaching for her phone, checking messages from Derek. He's been calling. He's worried. You don't have to respond right now. But he'll think something's wrong. Sarah, I sit beside her. Something is wrong. That's why you're here. She nods, but her fingers hover over her phone. The pull of the familiar, of the pattern she knows, is stronger than logic. Over breakfast, we talk about next steps. Sarah needs clothes, her laptop, things from the apartment she shares with Derek. Marcus comes over, offering to go with her to get her things while Derek's at work. I'm just getting some stuff, Sarah says quickly. I need time to think. Space to clear my head. She's not ready to use the word leaving. Not yet. Marcus drives her to the apartment. They come back an hour later with 3 bags of clothes and Sarah's face pale. Derek came home early, Marcus says quietly while Sarah's in the bathroom. I had to physically stand between them. He was screaming at Sarah, demanding she come back inside, telling her she's making a mistake, that she's throwing away their marriage over nothing. Did he touch her? He tried to grab her arm. I blocked him. Told him if he touched her again, I'd call the police. Marcus runs his hand through his hair. Mom, he's not going to let her go easily. I know. Men like Derek never do. That evening, Sarah is withdrawn. She sits on my couch, scrolling through her phone, reading what I assume are messages from Derek. Her thumb hovers over the reply button multiple times, but she doesn't send anything. At 9 p.m., she looks at me with guilty eyes. I'm going to call him, just to talk. Sarah, I have to, Mom. He's my husband. I can't just disappear without at least talking to him. I want to scream. I want to take her phone and throw it out the window, but I know if I push too hard, she'll run. Back to him, away from me, deeper into the cycle. Okay, I say instead, but can you do something for me? Put it on speaker. You don't have to tell him I'm here, but I want to know you're safe. She hesitates, then nods. The call connects. Derek's voice fills my living room, and I have to grip the armrest of my chair to stay seated. Baby. His voice is soft, wounded. I've been so worried. Where are you? I'm at a friend's house. I just needed some space. Space? His tone shifts subtly. Sarah, we're married. We don't run away when things get hard. We work through problems together. I know, but Derek, what happened at the wedding? What happened was a misunderstanding that got blown out of proportion. You know that. We talked about this. That photographer was harassing me all night and I reacted badly. I apologized. I'm in therapy now. I'm working on it. He pauses. Come home, Sarah. Please, I can't do this without you. I watch my daughter's face soften. She wants to believe him. She wants this nightmare to be over, to go back to the fantasy of the man she thought she married. I don't know, she says quietly. Sarah. His voice drops into something cold. Are you really going to throw away our marriage because of one bad moment? Because of one mistake? What about for better or worse? What about your vows? Derek, your family is poisoning you against me. Your mother, she never wanted us to be together. She's probably celebrating right now, telling you I'm abusive, planting ideas in your head. Sarah's eyes flick to me. I keep my expression neutral. No one's planting ideas, Sarah says. I just need time to think. Time to think, or time to let your mother convince you to leave me? His voice rises. Because I know that's what this is. She's finally getting what she wanted. She's finally breaking us apart. That's not fair. What's not fair is my wife abandoning me after the worst week of my life. What's not fair is everyone judging me for one moment when I was drunk and stressed. What's not fair? He's yelling now. What's not fair is you giving up on us. Sarah flinches. Derek, stop. Come home. His voice is steel. Come home right now, or I swear to God, Sarah. Or what? The words slip out of my mouth before I can stop them. Silence. Then, who the hell is that? Sarah's eyes go wide. Derek? Is that your mother? Are you seriously sitting there with that woman, letting her... A string of profanity follows, creative and cruel. I stay silent, but Sarah is crying now. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean, Sarah, please, I love you, I need you, come home. The shift is textbook. Rage to apology, abuse to love bombing. I've seen it 1,000 times. It never stops working. I need to go, Sarah whispers. She ends the call and dissolves into sobs. I move to the couch, pull her into my arms. You did the right thing. Did I? He's right. I made vows, for better or worse. Doesn't that mean working through the hard times? Worse doesn't mean abuse. Worse doesn't mean being hurt. But he's in therapy. He said he's trying. Sarah, listen to me. I pull back to look at her. I've worked with kids in abusive relationships for 30 years. They all say they're getting help. They all promise to change. And you know how often they actually do? She doesn't answer. Almost never, because the problem isn't anger management. It's entitlement. It's control. And that doesn't change without years of intensive work. Work that Derek can't do while he's still with you, still having access to hurt you. So, what am I supposed to do? Stay. Here, with me. Let yourself think clearly, without him in your ear. Give yourself time. She nods, but I can see the doubt in her eyes. That night, I lie awake, listening for the sound of Sarah leaving. Every creak of the house makes me tense. I know the statistics. I know most victims return to their abusers multiple times before leaving for good. I know my daughter might be gone by morning, but when I wake up, she's still here. Making coffee in my kitchen, her eyes red but her hands steady. Thank you, she says quietly, for not giving up on me. Never. I hug her. I will never give up on you. The next week is fragile. Sarah stays with me, but she's constantly on her phone. Derek calls and texts incessantly. He sends flowers. He sends apology videos. He sends screenshots of therapy appointments. His mother calls, asking Sarah to give him another chance. I watch Sarah weaken. I see her scrolling through old photos of them together, the happy memories before everything went wrong. On day 8, I come home from work to find her packing her bag. Sarah, what are you doing? I'm going to meet Derek. Just for coffee, just to talk. She won't meet my eyes. I need closure. Closure. The word people use when they want to go back but need an excuse. Sarah, Mom, I'm 32 years old. I can have coffee with my husband. He's not just your husband. He's someone who hurt you. One time, she whirls on me, and I see Derek's manipulation working through her words. He hurt me one time, and I'm supposed to throw away my marriage? How is that fair? How is that giving someone a chance? He hurt the photographer at your wedding. He's grabbed you. He's manipulated and controlled you. That's not one time. You don't understand. You never wanted me to be happy. You never... She stops, hearing herself, hearing Derek's words coming from her mouth. We stand in silence. I need to do this, she finally says, her voice small. I need to see him, talk to him face to face. Maybe if we could just... Okay, the word costs me everything. But Marcus goes with you. You meet in public and you come back here tonight. Mom, those are my boundaries, Sarah. You can choose to respect them or not, but this is my home, and I need to know you're safe. She agrees, reluctantly. Marcus picks her up an hour later. I spend the next 3 hours unable to focus on anything. I clean my already clean house. I make dinner no one will eat. I check my phone constantly. At 8 p.m., Marcus calls. She's going back to him. My legs give out. I fall hard on the kitchen floor. She says Derek's really changed. He cried, apologized, showed her his therapy schedule. He promised never to hurt her again. She says everyone deserves a second chance, and she can't just give up on her marriage. Marcus sounds destroyed. I tried, Mom. I tried to talk to her, but she's already made up her mind. Where is she now? Derek came to pick her up. She's with him. I close my eyes. This is the moment I've been dreading. The moment where I have to decide whether to fight or let go. Marcus, listen to me. Tell Sarah. My voice breaks. Tell her I love her. Tell her my door stays open. Tell her no matter what happens, no matter how long it takes, She can always come home. That's it? That's all we can do. I spend that night on my bathroom floor, crying until I'm hollow. Every instinct screams to chase after her, to drag her back, to save her. But I know I can't. She has to save herself. The next 2 weeks are agony. I see Sarah's social media through Marcus. She's unblocked me, but I don't follow her. The posts are carefully curated happiness, date nights, Derek looking contrite and loving, captions about second chances and choosing love. The comments are split. Some people congratulate her for giving her marriage a chance. Others beg her to leave. I don't comment. I just watch from a distance and wait. On a Wednesday night, my phone rings at midnight. Sarah. Mom. Her voice is steady, cold, calm. I need to leave him. I'm already grabbing my keys. Where are you? Home. Derek's passed out drunk. He destroyed my laptop tonight, threw it against the wall because I was working instead of paying attention to him. That's when I realized. Her voice catches. This is never going to get better. He's not changing. He's just getting better at apologizing. I'm coming to get you. Bring Marcus. I need help carrying my things. I'm taking everything tonight. I'm not coming back. 40 minutes later, Marcus and I are loading Sarah's belongings into my car while Derek snores inside. Sarah moves through the apartment mechanically, packing her life into boxes. She's not crying. She's not emotional. She's just done. We're loading the last box when Derek appears in the doorway. Sarah? His voice is dangerous. What the hell are you doing? I'm leaving. No. He steps into the hallway. No, you're not. We talked about this. You promised to give us a chance. I did. This is what second chances look like when you waste them. He sees me and Marcus. His face twists. Of course. Of course you brought them. Your mother finally gets what she wanted. This isn't about my mother. This is about you putting your hands on me. This is about you destroying my things. This is about me choosing myself for once. Derek moves toward her. Marcus steps between them. Don't. This is my wife. This is my sister, Marcus says coldly. And you're done hurting her. For a moment, I think Derek will escalate. His fists clench. His body tenses. But he sees me filming on my phone, sees the neighbor's doors cracking open, and he backs down. Fine, he spits the word. Leave. But you'll come back. You always do. No, Sarah says quietly. I really won't. We drive back to my house in silence. Sarah sits in the passenger seat staring out the window. When we arrive, Marcus helps carry boxes inside, then hugs his sister tight. I'm proud of you, he tells her. After he leaves, Sarah and I sit in my living room surrounded by the remnants of her life with Derek. I'm sorry, she finally says, for not listening, for going back, for putting you through that. You don't have to apologize for surviving. I feel so stupid. You're not stupid, you're human, and humans want to believe people can change. Can they? Ever? I think about all the couples I've counseled, all the families I've tried to help. Some can, but not when they're still in power, not when they haven't lost everything and chosen to rebuild themselves. Derek hasn't lost anything. Until tonight, he had you. He had control. Men like that don't change because they don't think they need to. Sarah nods slowly. Then she breaks down, really breaks down, letting herself feel everything she's been holding back. I hold my daughter and let her grieve. Not just the loss of her marriage, but the loss of who she thought Derek was, who she thought she could be with him, the future they'd never have. What happens now? She asks when she can speak again. Now you heal. And I help you. The divorce is brutal. Derek fights everything. He spreads lies on social media, paints Sarah as unstable and vindictive. His family hires lawyers and PR people. They dig up dirt, or invent it when they can't find any. But then something unexpected happens. Olivia Chen, the wedding photographer, files a civil lawsuit against Derek. As part of discovery, her lawyers uncovered Derek's history, sealed records showing a restraining order from an ex-girlfriend, complaints from former coworkers, a pattern of aggression carefully hidden by his family's money and influence. Other women come forward, an ex, who says Derek choked her, a coworker who says he threatened her, a college girlfriend who says he shoved her downstairs. The narrative shifts. The viral video from the wedding gets recontexted, not as an isolated incident, but as a glimpse into who Derek really is. Sarah reads the news coverage with tears in her eyes. All those women, she whispers. I'm not the only one. You're never the only one with men like Derek. The divorce finalizes 6 months after Sarah leaves. She gets her freedom and nothing else. Derek's family sees to that. But Sarah doesn't care about money or property. She just wants to be done. On a Saturday morning in early spring, Sarah and I have coffee in my kitchen. Sun streams through the windows. She's wearing a sundress, her hair loose, her face free of makeup. She looks younger than she has in years. I start my new job Monday, she tells me. Digital marketing for a nonprofit. It's perfect. I'm proud of you. Mom. She reaches across the table, takes my hand. I'm sorry. For everything I said, for shutting you out, for choosing him over you. You were trying to survive. You have nothing to apologize for. I do, though. You saw who he was from the beginning. You tried to warn me, and I called you controlling and toxic. I let him convince me you were the problem. Tears spill down her cheeks. You were just trying to protect me. And you were just trying to live your own life. Both things can be true. We sit in comfortable silence. Outside, birds sing. Spring is here. Everything feels like a beginning. You know what the worst part is? Sarah says quietly. I keep thinking about that night. The wedding. Watching Derek attack Olivia. I stood there frozen. I didn't stop him. I didn't help her. I just stood there like a ghost. You were in shock. I was complicit. She wipes her eyes. I spent the next hour making excuses for him. Blaming Olivia, convincing myself it wasn't that bad. And that's when I became like him, choosing image over truth, choosing comfort over justice. But you didn't stay there. You left. That's what matters. Only after he hurt me directly. What does that say about me? It says you're human. We all have blind spots. Yours was believing that love conquers all. That's not a character flaw, Sarah. That's hope. She nods, but I can see the guilt still weighing on her. Over the next months, Sarah rebuilds. She goes to therapy. She reconnects with friends she'd lost during her relationship with Derek. She moves into her own apartment, modest, but hers. She sends Olivia a letter of apology and an offer to testify in the lawsuit. One evening, she calls me. I talked to Olivia today. She accepted my apology. How do you feel? Lighter. Like I'm finally carrying my own weight instead of Derek's lies. She pauses. She told me something interesting. She said she knew Derek was trouble from the moment she met him for the venue walkthrough. Said he talked to her like she was his servant, not a professional. But when she mentioned it to the wedding coordinator, they told her to just work around him, that grooms are always stressed. Everyone saw the signs. Everyone ignored them, because it's easier to blame stressed grooms or pushy photographers than to admit we're watching abuse in real time. She's right. We've built a world that makes excuses for men like Derek, that asks women like Sarah to be patient, understanding, forgiving, until the violence becomes too public to ignore. I want to do something, Sarah says, about domestic violence. I don't know what yet, but I can't just move on like this didn't happen. What are you thinking? Maybe volunteering? Maybe advocacy? Maybe just telling my story so other women know they're not alone? She laughs softly. Is that too ambitious? Turning my mess into a message? I think it's exactly right. 6 months later, Sarah speaks at a fundraiser for a domestic violence nonprofit. I sit in the audience watching my daughter stand at a podium, telling her story, not with shame, but with strength. She talks about the wedding, about the viral video, about going back to Derek even after everyone saw who he was, about the slow, painful journey to leaving. I'm not a hero, she says. I'm just someone who survived. And if you're surviving right now, if you're making excuses for someone who hurts you, if you're wondering if you're overreacting, I want you to know you're not crazy, you're not too sensitive, you're not imagining it. The audience is silent, hanging on every word. And to the mothers out there who are watching their daughters make terrible choices, Sarah's eyes find mine across the room. Don't give up. Keep the door open, keep loving them, because one day, they'll be ready to walk through that door. And when they do, they'll need you there waiting. After the speech, people swarm Sarah with thanks and tears and stories of their own. I stand back, watching my daughter comfort strangers with the wisdom earned from her pain. Later, we drive home together through Denver's evening traffic. You were amazing tonight, I tell her. I was terrified. You didn't look it? She smiles. Fake it till you make it, right? Then, more seriously, Mom, can I ask you something? Anything. Do you think you'll ever forgive me? Really forgive me? I pull the car over, turn to face her. Sarah, I forgave you the moment you showed up on my doorstep at 2 a.m. Before that even, I forgave you the day you uninvited me from your wedding. How? Because you're my daughter. Because love isn't conditional on you making the right choices. It's just, I search for words. It's just there. Constant, even when everything else falls apart. She cries then, and I reach across the console to hold her hand. I love you, she says. I love you more. We sit together as traffic rushes past, and I think about the past year, the pain, the fear, the helplessness, but also the strength we found, the relationship we rebuilt, the truth we finally told each other. Sarah didn't need me to save her. She needed me to believe her reality, even when she couldn't see it herself. She needed a place to land when she was ready to jump. And I needed to learn that I can't protect my children from their choices. I can only love them through the consequences. That evening, back at my house, Sarah helps me make dinner. We move around my kitchen in easy rhythm, chopping vegetables and stirring pasta sauce. It feels normal. It feels healed. Hey, Mom, Sarah says, not looking up from the cutting board. Thank you. For what? For seeing me. Even when I couldn't see myself. I set down my wooden spoon and walk over to hug her. Always. My phone buzzes on the counter. A notification. Sarah's posted something on Instagram. Her first post since the divorce. It's a photo of us from tonight, laughing in my kitchen. The caption reads, "Healing looks like this. Thank you to everyone who held space for me while I found my way back to myself. And to my mom. You were right, and I'm sorry it took me so long to hear you. Love isn't blind. Fear is." The comments flood in, support, love, solidarity, but also something else. Other women sharing their stories, thanking Sarah for her honesty, admitting they've made excuses for men who hurt them. I watch my daughter read the comments, tears streaming down her face. Look at all these women, she whispers. Look how many of us there are. Too many, I think. Far too many. But tonight, in my kitchen, my daughter is safe. She's healing. She's helping others heal too. And that, I realize, is its own kind of redemption. We eat dinner. We watch a movie. Sarah falls asleep on my couch, her face peaceful in the flickering TV light. I cover her with a blanket and sit in my chair, watching her breathe. She's safe. She's home. And tomorrow she'll wake up and choose herself again. It's enough. It's everything. Has this ever happened to you or a friend of yours? I would love to hear your story. Can you also do me a favor and subscribe to this channel? This way, we can meet again in another story.